and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are new, my name's Alex and I post mostly beauty related videos, so if those are the types of videos you like to watch, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and put the notification bell on to be notified every time that I upload. Now for today's video I have a very highly requested one. We're going to be playing with another eyeshadow palette today, and today we are finally going to be trying, swatching, testing, reviewing the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. Now this has been in my collection for since my birthday, which was the beginning of August. So I mean, it's been in my collection for about 2 months now, which is really bad. I've only played with this once, and that wasn't a serious using. That was in my boyfriend choosing my makeup video. I'll put that in the cards or down below. So I haven't actually seriously played with this. I haven't sat down and reviewed it for you. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The Jawbreaker palette is by Jeffree Star, and this was his eyeshadow palette for the summer collection. This actually retails for £54, I believe. Yeah, so £54 is an extortionate amount of money for an eyeshadow palette, but that's why I asked my friends to get it for me, because obviously they can split the cost, sort of thing. And yeah, £54 is a lot of money for an eyeshadow palette. I know it is, but today we're going to find out if I do indeed think it is worth the £54. So let's actually dive into the packaging. So this is what the box looks like. It literally looks like a Jawbreaker, as you can imagine. It's a beautiful white box with the metallic-y pink writing and all the speckles on it to make it look like a Jawbreaker. So let's actually dive into the palette. So the actual palette itself is exactly the same as the box, except it's pink and not white. I do kind of wish they made it white like the packaging, I don't know, but obviously I love pink, so I'm not complaining. So this is just called the Jawbreaker Eyeshadow Pressed Pigment Palette. There is indeed pressed pigments in here. I'm not sure which ones, it doesn't say. It might say on the website or on Beauty Bay, or I don't really know, but it doesn't say on the actual palette. And this is what the inside looks like. So as you can see, this ain't your typical everyday neutral palette. This is a stunning rainbow palette filled with literally so many colours. Every colour you could possibly need for a rainbow look, or just like a normal look, using a few of the shades. But we're going to test this out today. It also comes with a huge mirror, so there is more pans in this than his normal palettes, I believe, but I thought £48 was expensive, and I actually bought that myself. I bought Blue Blood myself, but this was just like, I cannot spend that money. So we're going to dive into this. I'm going to jump into some swatches quickly. You always know I always do some swatches just to get a feel for the palette, for the formula, feel it on my fingers and stuff, and finger swatch it as well. Don't always pay attention to swatches, but I still like to do them anyway, so let's get started. So these are the first 2 rows swatched. I think they swatched really nicely actually. There was a couple of shades, like this pink one here, that you can hardly see anyway, didn't swatch very well, and you won't be able to see it that much either. But apart from that, they all swatched really nicely. I'm really impressed with the matte so far. This shade is absolutely beautiful. So is this bubblegum shade. I absolutely love these colours. So these are the bottom 2 rows, and as you can see, they are fairly pigmented. There was a couple of shades I struggled with, which was this shade, I think that was raspberry, and this last shade called Delicious. The shimmers are stunning, however the pans felt different to what the Snack and Jawbreaker shade felt like in the top 2 rows. Okay, now that I've swatched all of the shades, we're now going to dive into the eye look. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. There's a lot of colour. It's hard to do a like solid look with a colourful palette like this, but let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take the Wow shade first. Let's just start off with a yellow, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. So that's what it looks like. It's quite pigmented actually. I mean, I would have hoped so for a £54 palette, but it is actually very nicely pigmented. You can definitely see it. But next we are gonna go in with, just got out of here. Next we're gonna go in with Suck, which is this shade here, and it's a beautiful orangey sort of shade. And I'm just gonna place that just after where I put the yellow. Next, I'm going to take Bubblegum, which is this shade here. It is literally my favourite palette. Favourite pan in the palette, apart from Cotton Candy, which is that pink shimmer. And I'm going to place Bubblegum after where I put that orange. Just going to take a clean blending brush and blend out the top edges. And we will lose a bit of the colour, but we can pack that back in. I'm going to take Cherry Wet, which is this one, and as you can see I'm just kind of just like building up a rainbow, but I mean trying to anyway. It looks really messy right now, but I promise you we will clean it up. Okay, I'm going to take this. And then I'm going to take this really beautiful shade here called Gumdrop. It's a beautiful lilac-y sort of shade. And I'm just going to place that on the outer corner. I'm going to take, that's not shimmer is it? No. I'm going to take the Virgin shade in, I'm not even showing you, I'm going to take the Virgin shade, which is the white. And I'm just going to blend that at the top edges, just to see if I can blend the edges out a little bit. And it's not. I need to bring up these colours a little bit on this side, just because it's not as high up. Okay, after like faffing around for like 10 minutes, I think I've done it. The lines are a little harsh, and probably more harsh than what I was hoping for. But as soon as I blend any sort of line out, the pigment goes. So I am trying to make it as seamless as possible. But if I want it to be pigmented, I have to kind of just accept the harsh lines. But I think I've done it. So now that I've done the lids, as you can see, I've done like a whole literal rainbow eye. I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I'm going to take some green and blue and put it underneath. So I'm just going to take a more flat brush. So I'm going to take the shade Sour, which is this green right here, and I'm going to start that off in the more inner part of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take Soaked, which is this blue here, and I'm going to put that on my outer inner corner, which connects to the lilac shade. Now for my inner corner, I'm going to take Jawbreaker, which is this shade here. And again, as I just said, it's going to go in my inner corner and my brow bone as well. So I'll just put purple in that bloody video. This video is all over the place. I'm going to take Jawbreaker and I'm going to put that on my inner corners. Right, so that's the eye look done. I'm going to go put some eyelashes and mascara on, and I'll be right back for my final thoughts. Right guys, so I'm back. I just put, as per usual, the GWA Natural Lashes and the Snap Mascara by Maybelline, and this is the finished look. So today's look was a challenge because obviously it's a rainbow look. It's not going to be easy to blend out because obviously all the colours are together, and I did struggle to blend out the edges of the rainbow, so that's why it does kind of look, as I was saying. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to blend out the edges just because it's putting multiple colours together, so it's not going to look as beautiful and seamless like others. However, I'm really out of breath because I just ran up and down the stairs. The pigmentation of the shades are so good. Like, I didn't really expect anything less from Jeffree. I knew that the shades were going to be beautifully pigmented. They do actually blend really nicely into each other, like the pink, orange and red here did blend out really nicely. I have lost a bit of the red pigmentation here, but considering I was blending them all together, I wasn't surprised that I lost some of the pigmentation. If I did a look solely using just particular mattes, I don't think it would have done that. I can definitely do another look using this. I'll probably do that for my Instagram because this palette is such a nice palette. But what do I think of the palette? So I used as many shades as I possibly could, and all of the shades I used were really beautifully pigmented, and as I said, I don't really expect anything less from Jeffree. His Blue Blood palette is phenomenal and I had really high expectations for this palette, and to be fair, I think it has met the expectations. The only thing was that there was a few pans that had kickback, but that just means that they're pigmented, and some of the shimmers swatched a bit meh, but like the pans, not the actual swatch, like they felt really crumbly. I didn't actually get to use a shimmer today. Sorry, I don't know why I said I haven't tested a shimmer out, because I did the inner corner and the brow bone using Jawbreaker, and that was really nice and pigmented. Even without wetting it, I used them completely dry, and I mean, that is a stunning shade. It blended in really nicely with the yellow on the inner corner, and it looks really nice. I think it's more of a like goldy sort of shimmer, and it looks beautiful. So I used that dry and it was really pigmented, so I'm really impressed with that. Do I think this palette is worth £54 though? If I'm honest, if you're looking for a rainbow palette, because obviously that is essentially what this is, do I think it's worth £54? I don't think anything is worth £54. What you do is you pay for the quality of the shadows. But if I'm honest, the Beauty Bay 42 Bright Matte palette, that is obviously, I'm not saying that's as good as this palette, but that palette is so nice and pigmented. If you want a rainbow palette, go and pay £23 for the Beauty Bay palette. If you can't afford to spend £54 on an eyeshadow palette, then don't. This, if you can't afford it, is just not worth the money. If you can afford to pay, I mean, I couldn't even afford to pay the £54. I got 3 people to split the money 3 ways so they could buy this for me for my birthday. I would not have bought this palette otherwise. As soon as I saw the price tag, I was like, I cannot justify it. If you're looking for a cheaper sort of palette that's a rainbow, give you the same effect if you like, definitely check out the Beauty Bay one. If you are a hardcore Jeffree Star fan and you love his eyeshadow palettes and you do like to collect his makeup, then I think this is a great addition to your collection, just because this is a full rainbow palette. All the palettes he's done before are obviously like themed. Obviously Blue Blood is all blues, Blood Sugar is all like your neutrals, your purples, your pinks. So guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a massive thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think of the palette, and of course if you have this as well, let me know what you think of the quality and things. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!